Latest college football playoff rankings are out. Let's get into it, give you a little bit of rapid reaction analysis. The extra wrinkle that we have now added to this whole operation is we are also going to give you a percentage as to what we assume these teams' chances are to make the college football playoff. At the end of the day, it's a conversation with that committee, but here's what we estimate percentage chances are of these different teams, 1 through 6, get into the dance. We waste no time. At number 1, Georgia. No surprise, undisputed heavyweight champ. Handled Kentucky. They got Georgia Tech this week. I'm putting them at 98% chance to make the college football playoff. They also have to play LSU in the SEC title game, but guess what? Even if they lose that one, I'm assuming they're beating Georgia Tech, a one-loss Georgia, runner-up in the SEC, not getting left out. Number 1 in this week's rankings, and for good reason. At number 2, the Ohio State Buckeyes. We got the game this weekend, folks. In Columbus, in the shoe. You got Michigan coming to town. This is their season. This is a playoff game. If you want to talk about the playoff, you could say 100% because they're in it right now. Now, as it pertains to that Final Four, I'm still keeping them at 50%. So when it comes time for, the winner of that game to be decided, then we'll tinker with that percentage and what they'll do when it comes to making the college football playoff. But I'm at 50% because of the fact they still have to play Michigan. So Ohio State is currently number 2. Now, at number 3, you got Michigan, and same song, second verse. Got a strong win against Illinois in the last seconds. Jake Moody, Money Moody, making it happen for you. You got a big date lined up with Ohio State, like we already mentioned, in the shoe. It's a playoff game. Same deal, 50%. The winner of that game, the percentages will go up exponentially. Still got to play in the Big Ten title game. See an unranked conference opponent more likely than not. But Ohio State's at 2, Michigan sitting there steady at 3. Needless to say, both still control their own destiny as they are both still unbeaten. At number 4, Cardiac Kids, TCU, just keeping the party rolling, like we like to say around here. Took a fire drill field goal to beat Baylor in Waco. Don't matter. Game blouses. Found a way to get it done. Play Iowa State this weekend. They have their ticket punched to the Big 12 title game. So the fact remains the same for TCU. You got to win out to get into the deal, or at least feel 100% certain you're getting to the deal. So for TCU, I'm putting them right around 47%. So all that means is I think they have a 47% chance to win out. And the reason why I don't have them higher is because they still have to play somebody in that Big 12 title game that they will have already beaten once. Translation, they have to beat somebody twice. It's really hard to beat anybody twice. You expect it to be Kansas State. We'll see what happens there. But Kansas State, a team that was actually up on TCU during that game, and TCU in TCU kind of fashion, found a way to push back, win that game. I would just be curious to see what happens if they met for a second time in the Big 12 title game. So, all that being said, TCU at number 4, control their own destiny. I am a little bit curious to see what a rematch with them would look like. Folks, if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel. We would love to have you along for the ride. Also, follow me on Twitter and Instagram at JD Piquel. Number 5 in this week's rankings, the LSU Tigers. And Tigers are just sitting back, handling business. They go to Texas A&M this coming week. And I'm just saying, if you're LSU, things just kind of keep falling in your lap. We say it every single week. They are a two-loss team. A two-loss team never made the dance, but an SEC champ has also never been left out of the dance. So, you tell me what way you want to look at that. They will play Georgia in the SEC title game. And I used to believe that it had to be convincing for them to get in terms of a convincing victory over Georgia to get in. I don't know if I feel that way anymore. They still have to win that game, but if they win it in walk-off fashion and they're the SEC champs, that may be good enough. I think they still would need a little bit of help, whether it be from TCU or from USC in terms of dropping a game to get in, but all that's to say, I think LSU, it's looking a lot more likely than it did a few weeks ago. For this week, I have them at 20%. I think I had them at 10% last week. LSU, a 20% chance in my mind to make the college football playoff. So you're saying there's a chance. At number 6, USC. Now, I think USC is interesting in this case because I think they control their own destiny. Not everybody feels that way, but I feel that way. They got a huge win against UCLA at the Rose Bowl in rivalry kind of fashion. What's better than one rivalry? How about two rivalries? Play Notre Dame this week at the Collie. Be a whole lot of fun. They play that game, and then they play the Pac-12 title game. You would imagine they'll have a team like Oregon waiting there for them. If USC is a one-loss conference champion, finishing the year with 3 strong ranked wins, I don't see how you leave them out, folks. Things are just kind of continuing to fall their way. So the whole thing's going to play itself out. But as of right now, I think USC is a 60% chance to make the college football playoff. Got their work cut out for them. Notre Dame will not be an easy out. Whoever they play in that Pac-12 title game, whether it's Utah or Oregon, they will not be an easy out. But I think USC's firepower on offense, their opportunistic identity on defense, because it is identity now, I think they have a very legitimate shot to win out and represent the Pac-12 in the college football playoff. So we got Georgia at 1, Ohio State at 2, Michigan at 3, TCU at 4, LSU at 5, and the USC Trojans at number 6 in this week's college football playoff rankings. Folks, if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, we'd love to have you here. Like I already mentioned, follow me on the socials at JD Piquel on Twitter, on Instagram. We have a real good time there, have a lot of interaction there. The party keeps on rolling, all right? We will see y'all in Columbus. Cannot wait. We'll be at Michigan, Ohio State, Michigan. However you choose to say it, the game, we're going to be there. Can't wait to see y'all there. Until then, we're going to keep the party rolling, and we will see y'all next time. Hey, y'all. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel here to make sure you don't miss an episode of The Hard Count. Also, be sure to check out other videos on the On3 YouTube channel.